Quarter time here at Telstra Stadium with a brilliant start by the new look Carlton side. They lead by 27 points in a brilliant opening, and well, we know Sydney did play some youngsters up forward, but I think Dennis Pagan would have been very happy indeed by the way they moved the ball up forward, and Brendan Favola being the main target. The stats of the first quarter, Peter, inside 50s very much in Carlton's favour.
It certainly has been. Also the clearances, which was nothing but really surprised me. 9-8 in Sydney's favour there, but look at the kicks, pretty even, which is not a huge amount either, but 43 so far to the Carlton Football Club in comparison to Sydney. Handball 16-14, all pretty close. Marks 18-17. Again, you wouldn't have picked that. The stats aren't really showing us what's happening on the football field, because the margin between the two sides at the moment is a long way.
Well, the fact they got it inside 50 14 times and they scored on 9 of those occasions shows that the forward line's been pretty potent.
And KB, that really came down, I think, to the use of the football going into the 50. Sydney Swans just been hack away. Do your best you can to get it inside the 50-metre arc. But for Carlton, it's been use. Lappin, great kick to Favola. Nick Stevens used it fantastically, and that's really just showing the experience of the Carlton side at the present time.
Well, all the guys they've recruited, Nick Stevens had the most possessions in that quarter with 8. You had Heath Scotland with 6, so they're both on ballers. So they've got it 14 times between them. Teague across the half-back lines picked it up 5 times, 4 times to Clark. So these guys have actually made some sort of impact in this first quarter.
Yes, and Paul Roos has had to use the interchange quite a deal in that first quarter to try and get the structure right. Let's find out what's happening in the Sydney camp. Their assistant coach, John Longmire, is with Troy Love.
John, thanks for joining us. Now, a bit of a shaky start. Do you think the young guys maybe just a little bit nervous?
Yeah, a little bit. It has been a bit of a disappointing start the first quarter. They were just winning too much of the footy, so we've just got to get back on even terms.
Now, the Swans actually made 11 changes that quarter. Is that what we're going to see for the rest of the day?
We'll try and stick to that this quarter. We're just trying to make sure we manage the players right, but at the end of the day, we just need to win a bit more of the footy.
Thanks, John. Good luck for the rest of the day. Now, also, we have an update on Ben Fixter. He has actually damaged a bone in the top of his foot. It's not too serious, but we will not see him for the rest of the day.
Thanks, Troy. That's terrible news for Ben Fixter. He just can't seem to stay out there, can he, KB? No. It's just one thing after another.
That young boy, no senior games last year because of that foot problem. He's also had some hamstrings and groin problems over the years, but that foot problem was the main concern last year. That's why he ran straight off the ground after he was in that marking contest with Brendan Favola.
We're back to the middle now, just about to get this second quarter underway.
Stewie, you're right.
That's Daniel Hunt up forward. Brett Thornton, his opponent. And that's the other end with the answer in the forward square. Micklejohn back in the ruck. Up and early. Prendergast was his opponent. Micklejohn gets the kick forward. Schneider may have got one in the back. Yes, he did. Now, Clark, knowing that he was out of the contest there, Schneider.
That's the mark.
Just put the hand in the back.
Stay there.
Just knowing for his place, Clark, but I tell you what, Schneider gets across the ground beautifully, doesn't it?
All leg power, isn't it? Lewis Robert Thompson was there, but Harford gave it back to Thornton. In turn, Stevens with a 1-2. Prendergast provides the shepherd to release Thornton as he goes wide. Not a lot to kick to, though. Should be Sydney here. James. Not there. Also Shawball just forcing it over the boundary.
Also, Stephen Kenner has been brought on. Young boy from Box Hill last year, made the VFL Team of the Year as first rover. And I know, speaking to Dennis Pagan during last week, he's got some high hopes for that young boy. Stephen Kenner, number 17, one of the smallest guys to play AFL football this year.
Yes, he's up there in the forward line. He'll be crumbing the packs. He's got some pace. Morrell has got some room. And that is a super handball to Stevens. His kick just a little bit too much on it. Fisher couldn't keep it in. We'll have another boundary throw in. Forward pocket for Carlton. No change to the quarter time score.
Having a quick look at Kenner, is there any chance that he's not supposed to be a Flemington?
As a jockey.
He is a tiny man.
And we just saw Fisher then take the ball over the line. He kicked that last goal for the Blues when they won their last game. In round 12. What, June the 14th, last time Carlton were able to actually win a game of football, and that young boy Fisher kicked a goal to give him a 7-point win.
Against Richmond?
Against Richmond, yeah, against the Tigers at the MCG. There's Nick Stevens. And a great first quarter, 8 possessions. Morrell doing the ruck work. Thump forward. Taken away by Short. Well, great tackle by Camporelli. McVeigh just hands the ball across the Bolt, has it smothered off the boot. Carlton have the numbers. Clark smothered off the boot. Still inside 50. Going to ground was Camporelli. Shawball's got it. Tackled strongly by Kenner. And we've got a ball up just 35 metres out from goal. Umpires talk a lot, don't they? They do, don't they?
You
I
played,
mean,
you played 402 games, KB. You just worked that out?
Don't remember the umpires talking as much as what they do these days.
There was only one when you started.
Knock it out.
Yes, that's true. But there's only one speaking. You only speak one umpire at a time.
Yeah, I guess he's not covering as much ground, KB. I think he was been puffing or panting at the time, wouldn't it?
But if we didn't have the umpire mic'd up, if you're sitting at home, you wouldn't realise how much the umpire is actually talking to the players after every contest. Shorville, make that Micklejohn, gets the ball across. They go to Kirk, drops the ball in short. Looking for Lewis Roberts-Thompson, using body pressure that time, gets rid of Lappin. Ball skids back over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Great innovation with the umpires, KB, on Sports Active, which we'll give a little bit more information about at half-time. It's an option for people at home with audio just to listen to the umpires all day. If that's what you want to do, you can do that. That's your choice on Sports Active. Wait till half-time and we'll give you more.
That's it.
Micklejohn. Bevan got it out to Schneider. Through the centre circle, on his wrong foot, but well-weighted kick. Saddington, perhaps not that one. All the Blues there. There was 5 under 1. It was a bad choice from Saddington, and he may pay for it. Here's Stephen Kenner. First touch. Away he goes. Favola, got to beat 2. Rogers, read it best, but that is not a good kick. That is into row B.
Jordan Bannister's done a couple of things for Carlton, coming off the half-back line. 5 of the first 7 games last year for the Bombers.
Stevens lays it off beautifully. Wonderful disposal and hits Barnaby French on the chest.
Guys, 5 metres, guys.
Just once again,
You're right, mate. Yep.
he is just absolutely fantastic using the football. Nick Stevens, he just hits his teammates every time. The only unfortunate part about this kick here is I think the lace was out the wrong way. Look
Barnaby French needs a good year, though, doesn't he? He was very disappointing last year for Carlton.
Well, given the way they've set things up with the ruck this year, he's their #1 man this year, so the responsibility is with him.
That's it.
From 45 metres out, directly in front. He's accepted that responsibility with his disposal. Wonderful finish. He's happy. The former Port Adelaide teammates combined for Carlton's 8th goal, and the margin now back out to 33 points.
I don't think if you're a Port supporter, you'd be overly happy about that, KB, watching that. Stevens to French and kicking the 6 points. Must finish off. When you've got such a good delivery going into you as a forward, you've just got to take that opportunity and finish off. He did that, French, and he really does need to step up because he's got some quality about him, there's no doubt about it. And the Carlton Football Club would be very happy to see him back himself with a bit of confidence.
Well, there's no Matthew Allen, and he really does need to do something because last year he was a big disappointment getting across from Port Adelaide. 11 possessions to Nick Stevens, so he has been the star for the Blues. Darren Hume's got it 7 times, and Heath Scotland 6, so nice start for Heath Scotland as well. Here's Maxfield. Can he lift the Swans? Hammers the ball deep inside 50 at the back of the pack. Big thump away that time. It was good defensive play. That came from Bowyer. Here's Teeks, trapped on the boundary line, forced over for a boundary throw-in.
Take it. Wayne, move through.
With this new digital technology, can you have that uncensored, what the umpires say, Matty?
Uncensored?
Yeah.
Thanks, Barney.
I just think at times, you know, there could be the odd blue word. Got to be careful.
8-2-50.
We're all adults,
Carlton.
Peter.
1-1-2-17. The Sydney Swans. They trail by 33 points. Chance for Buchanan. Loose handball taken by Ablett. Tries to squeeze it around the corner. Good pickup that time by Thornton. Nice sidestep. Gets the ball across to Bowyer. Back to Spawn. They use the ball well, taken by Lappin. Hammers the ball back to the edge of the centre square. Backing back is Saddington. Came back from injury last year just to make it for the preliminary final. Inside the centre square, goes wide. Too much carry on the ball. Lappin makes ground, close quickly, thumps it back over the line.
Saddington's last 2 possessions. We talk about the way that Nick Stevens used the football into the forward 50. Twice he's now gone to ground, hasn't finished off the kick, and the disposal pretty ordinary from Saddington. He needs to do better for a senior player.
There's Nick Stevens being picked up by Kirk, who was the best run-with player in the competition last year, Brett Kirk. Took on all the stars. Second in their best and fairest.
You pull it out the back.
So the free kick will go to the Swans. Robert Lewis-Thompson gives it across to McVeigh. Stands and delivers, looking for Kirk. Fell on his backside. Coming through very strongly was Clark. Kept his eyes on the ball. Stevens did well. Great pickup as well. He's dominating the game. Goes short. Bad miss that time. Bevan just couldn't take it.
Well, the white shirts have come on here. Nice head clash between a couple of the boys here.
Is that Clark on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
Met very solidly that time by Heath James. So the Blues bring the ball away, half it, looking for Favola. On the stretch, has got it. So that's Heath James, who's down for the Sydney Swans.
Brenton, just here, mate.
And again, we mentioned in the first quarter the head clash there with Clark. And Heath James has had so many injuries, 11 hamstrings. Just some of the problems he's had, that young boy. Also ruptured a patella tendon. Just played the 7 senior games. He's in the hands of the trainers. Favola going for his 3rd goal. He'll shoot from 40 metres. Can he bend it back? It's a beautiful kick.
6 only, all clear.
Kicks a goal.
Well, every time they go forward, Carlton, they finish off. The football was brought into the forward 50 of Sydney, and there was 2 players from Carlton, number 31 and Bannister and 32 and Thornton. They were just screening it. They were playing basically basketball and screening it away from their opponents. And it doesn't look like...
Yeah. Well, we saw David Clark go to the bench as a result of that clash. So he's OK, but he's just having a spell. Heath James in a spot of bother, and you heard the umpire there. We've got a blood rule situation, so they'll take their time here, look after the health of Heath James, make sure everything's OK.
Not too sure what the players are going on about there, because really that was nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, just
nothing
one of those
wrong with
things.
that at all. Yeah. I mean, Heath James is the one that was really initiating the contact, and it's come off 2nd best.
As you can see, he's got some blood coming from his ear where he took that knock, and he's certainly very groggy. David Clark just getting asked the questions, the pertinent questions about how he feels, and does he remember everything?
Oh, there's a little smile on his face.
He looks OK.
He looks OK.
Well, let's hope that Heath James is OK and there's nothing serious there.
Big smile on the face of Lance Whitnell. Just asked the question, do you know who I am? He said, Lance Whitnell. So yeah, big smile. He said, he recognises me.
Go get me a cup of coffee.
He is pretty hard to miss, though. Big Lance.
Taking their time there with Heath James.
It's most unfortunate with a player like Heath James, who has so many injuries and problems. Yeah. I mean, the young boy's obviously got a lot of ability, and it must get so frustrating for him and also for Sydney that here he is, not without a leg injury now, but all of a sudden you have a clash of heads and you get concussed and off the field, and they probably would have been pretty keen to give him a full game today.
Well, Sydney have 2 players then you'd expect that are gone for the day in Fixter and James. So their interchange will be tested in the second half.
Ball's out. Knock it. That's it.
Harford using some strength on Willoughby.
Ball up. Let him go. Let him go. Well done. Nothing in it. Good contest. Amen.
Fosdyke stretching.
The ball.
As we're back with it. French laid it down. 2-on-1 Sydney there. And we'll have another bounce. We haven't seen a lot of this so far. That's 3 bounces in a row. And we've got 11.5 minutes remaining. Carlton still well in control.
Coming back.
Leading by 39 points. Brendan Favola with 3 goals up forward. French bashing it in that direction. Hume has done some very good work in and under.
Dragged it under,
Oh,
Sydney.
that was Kenner.
Took it down. Let him up. Eamon.
It was Hume, I should say.
Throw it to him. You dragged it under. Absolutely.
What do you think of that, Peter?
Well, I think Darren Hume might have answered that for us, I think, Manny, but no, fair enough. A good tackle. Very good tackle.
This is Kirk to Bolton, and he's got a player wider, free. That's Dempster. They hug the boundary over the top of Tim Schmidt. He's the youngest man on the ground, just 17 years of age. He's laying the tackle there. Barry Hall. Numbers for Carlton, though, 3-on-1, and they'll win out. Spawn wide. Stevens, perfect kick.
Comes away with the ball, Carlton. Playing very well, 9-2-56, lead the Swans, 1-1-2-17. From behind, Ablett, big fist away from Hume. We've got a boundary throw in.
Stevens up to 14 possessions.
Yes, double anyone else for the Blues. Hume on 7, also Scotland on 6. And the best for the Sydney Swans is Snyder with 7. So Nick Stevens is the dominating player on the ground. French got his hands on the ball, taken away by Buchanan. Hammers the ball back towards half-forward line. Spawn from behind. Consummate defender. Big fist away. Chance for Lappin. Ties up Bevan. Good tackle.
Knocked in, Carlton. Throw to him. Throw to him.
Bevan just raises the arms. Can't believe he was pinged. Lappin along the boundary line, looking for Digby Morrell in front. The run comes from Spawn. It's a lot better than Carlton's style of play last year. They seem to have plenty of runners now. Here's Stevens. He's initiated most of it. Kenner backtracks to Houlihan, goes short, goes wide. Needing a kind bounce is Hume. Trying to track him. Gets it across to Camporelli, who can kick a goal. Right to the line. Off target.
All clear.
Through from behind.
Daniel Harford been on the ground no more than 5 minutes, straight into the action, taking the form from some of the earlier games very, very quickly.
McVeigh, not sure about that decision there. 3-on-1 Carlton. He's kicked it to a tall player in Morrell.
Chipper.
And bangs it straight back to Favola, standing, waiting. That might go through. It has. We'll give that 9 points. Arms in the air, please. Thank you very much. Digby Morrell can't believe he's kicked a super goal.
Oh, could have been the mark of the day. Jason set it up, he went, but just a little too early.
Well, just one of those situations where Settings had to leave his man and go, and just went at it a little bit too hard and too early, as you say.
And Favola will actually go down for an assist. Now, that's got to be a rarity.
He kicked it off one step. Then Morrell, one step. From outside 50.
It's his second goal, and isn't he a happy boy?
Meiklejohn.
5 possessions too. That's not bad for Digby. He'd be pretty happy the way he's going at the moment.
Meiklejohn in the ruck. Just a young man who was a rookie last year. Came off the rookie list and did very well. 5 senior games.
Good long-term prospect for Sydney. I watched him play in the under-18 competition. Very promising. And like a lot of ruckmen, they take their time to develop.
Big boy on screen, number 43, having a crack at Barnaby French. And speak of the devil, there he is. Hammers the ball back, looking for Barry Hall, who was manhandling Thornton, who gets the free kick. Lappin runs hard. This is where Carlton, I think, have got a lot better runners now around the field. Scotland saw what was happening and sprinted to the centre wing. Barnaby French getting back. Shawball came in hard, tackled that time by Digby Morrell. Bevan goes to the ground as well, over the top. Camporelli couldn't take it. Lewis Roberts-Thompson's there. They'll pile on top.
Ball was still in motion.
And they've got a boundary throw. Let's go down to Troy Luff.
Yeah, David Clark should be right to come on. He has just a mild knock in the head, a little bit woozy, but Heath James, a different story. His concussion's a little bit stronger, and he also has a badly split inner ear, so we won't see him again today.
Yes, a bit of blood coming from the ear, which is always a bit of a concern. Here's Kenner. Young man in a hurry. Centering kick. Thump forward that time. Off the hand of the Swans defenders. And we've got a boundary throw in.
We're just picking up that replay. It was a real solid head clash too, wasn't it? So young James looks like he will be spending the rest of the day watching Fox Footy.
So a chance for Carlton with the boundary throw in, of course, coming 10 metres in. Barnaby French getting his hands on the ball. Kennett had it and lost it. Sannington goes to the ground. He could be pinged. They'll pile on top. And we've got a ball up just 20 metres out from goal.
Carlton Football Club really are showing some great forward line play here by just locking it in. The desperation of keeping the ball in the forward 50, very, very good.
It's like young Fisher on the phone there to Dennis Pagan. Buchanan does well. Roberts-Thompson gives it across to the skipper in Maxfield. Kicks the ball wide in space, looking for Schneider to run onto the ball. It was clever play. It's like half a soccer kick. Went backwards, found Rogers, who rockets the ball wide to Schneider, who's a penetrating kick. Chance for Big Bad Barry from behind. He's got it. That was better play by the Swans.
Barry, stay that line. Mark's here.
Well, he's a gun player now, Barry Hall, no doubt about that. Since moving up to Sydney, I suppose he always had ability at St Kilda, but he's become a much better player, more disciplined player. Played every game last year, didn't get reported, didn't get suspended.
And does a lot of the little things now, doesn't he? Off the ball, all the team things.
Barry Hall from 45 metres. Can he kick a goal for Sydney? He can. Hammers it home.
The leading possession getter, Schneider, for Sydney. Great choice. Great choice then. He really had Stewie Maxwell running inside, coming into the forward 50. Could have used him, ignored his skipper. He's gone long to the big battling Barry, and that's why they need to do it. They need to get in there quick to Barry Hall. Schneider made the right decision there, playing some very good football at the moment.
I tell you what, Barry Hall is very, very quick. There'd be very few guys 6'3" in the league who can run as fast as Barry Hall.
It's his first for the afternoon.
Okay.
And he's such an imposing target. Swans get the margin back to 43 points. Goods in the ruck, but French too tall. Rogers, read at the best for Sydney and drives them forward. Bowyer at the feet of Lappin. Did well to just keep it going in the Carlton direction. Kenner, quick hands is excellent. Lappin's got it back. He drives it long. Favola stays back. Fisher from the front. Strong mark.
Jace, just here, mate. Jace, just here, mate. You're right.
Brad Fisher played 16 games last year, KB. They picked him up at number 72 in the 2002 draft. And it was a real surprise packet. I mean, Waite was terrific last year, and Fisher was another one that
You got it, Jace?
Well,
came
Shane
along last
O'Sullivan
year.
should take a pat on the back because they didn't have those early draft picks, did they?
Yep. Just 19 years of age. Bit of a stuttering run-up, and has paid the penalty. He's just pushed it right
All clear.
forward, just to behind.
Too close to the man on the mark, so therefore you got to lean back. Therefore you pop the kick up.
Your momentum's going in the wrong
and
direction.
Most of the times it goes right.
Schauble, short. Well, Maxfield used the... I think he pulled rank on young Sundqvist there, said, I'll take that.
That's it,
He's
mate.
allowed to, he's the skipper. Potter. Well, a mistake, a chance for Favola. Has he kept it in? He has. And he's got another behind. 3 to Brendan Favola so far in this first half.
9.5 minutes played in this second quarter. 68 plays, 23. 45-point lead to Carlton. Swans trying to make a better effort. Snyder's caught. Kenner is quick. Snyder thought he could run away from him.
He's going to cost you 50, Adam. He's going to cost you for giving him a whack after the ball.
So there's 50
Come back
metres.
this way.
Now he kicks a goal here. This will be a 9-pointer.
No. That was a free whack. He went
We're
in
told
and
he's a
whacked
thumping kick, Stephen Kenner, for a
him.
little
Blow the
man.
whistle, paid the free. You bounced it as he grabbed your jumper.
Yeah, I know, I understand that.
Okay. No.
So here's Snyder there, just having a chat
There
with the
is here.
umpire. Stephen Kenner.
50 metres.
Talk about real estate.
That's a good 50.
Twice
That's a
he
beauty.
was rejected by AFL club Stephen Kenner. Went to Box Hill last year, had a terrific season. Made the VFL Team of the Year, first rover. And I know Dennis Pagan, in speaking to him last week, very, very excited about this young man's talent. Can he get a 9-pointer? Adam Good stands the mark. Kenner leans back, that raking left foot. I reckon he's pushed it left. Missed a great opportunity. Through for a one behind.
Adam Schneider will be happy.
Adam Snyder will be very happy as he kicks the ball back in from play and finds Schauble. At half-back, Soundington runs hard. Swans have got to get a bit of momentum across half-back. More run with the ball. That's been what they've been famous for over the last couple of seasons, particularly last year with Paul Roos. How quickly they move the ball. They run in numbers and trust each other.
Nick, that takes
I
Nick.
suppose the inexperienced players in the lineup making it a little bit difficult for him today. Here's Big Bad Barry. He's got it in front.
Quickly.
He is so quick, Barry. He might fancy his chances. He might go for the big talk.
Just have a look at those Carlton players all getting back and just screening this off.
So Barry Hall will be shooting from
The crowd want
60
9, don't
metres.
they?
60
The crowd
metres
want
out.
9.
Moving on, Barry.
kick 9, Barry, they're saying. He's going short. Very short.
0.9.
Barry Hall. Can he get it? Take 2, he can't. Camperelli reads it well. Dangerous kick. Thumped away that time. Chance now for half at ground level. Who'll hand over the top? We've got a ball up inside the centre square.
Thanks, fellas. Sort ourselves out. That's it.
Sounds like the umpire struggling a little bit there.
Player's getting very tired. He's getting a sore throat.
He's sort himself out there.
He'll need the lozenges, won't he? The fisherman's friend.
46-point margin still with the Blues as Houlihan over the top of Kirk. Corey McGrath now on the ground.
No.
Get one back. Push, please, right there.
Kirky, Come, mate.
I think we better talk to the umpire's coach on this. I think this boy needs a bit to improve his pre-season.
It just goes to show how hard they do work, actually. And it's Coach McInerney and Hoskins who are in charge at the moment. Bowyer did well to try and get it going back. Lewis Robert Thompson out of bounds in front of Daniel Hunt.
Just struggling, Sydney, going forward. You can just see the Carlton boys just working back all the time. Especially their big ruckman and Barnaby French working beautifully together. That Cambriali's also working back very hard into the back half for the Carlton side, making it very, very hard for Sydney to get a run at it.
Here's Hall, just laid it down.
Line.
Schneider. It was young Sundquist, or Buchanan, I should say. Still alive for Sydney. Kirk, good tackle by Darren Hume. I'm impressed with his work in close.
Blocked him. Carlton kick.
Free
Good
kick.
tackle, Darren. Let him go.
Rewarded.
Let him be. Stay out. Play on.
Whoops. Camporelli.
Line.
Wouldn't have been 15 anyway. Good ball by McVeigh. Chance for Sydney. McVeigh got it from Kirk to Bolton. He's a defender, but he's up forward today. Not to be, just the behind.
I notice the
Come back,
umpires, whenever they can, they like using the Christian name, which is good. Got to know all the players. Ball kick wide. Bannister beaten by the bounce, taken by Fearless Fosdyke. Loose ball, McVeigh starting to find his feet. Ablett drills the ball in, finds Bolton.
Go tap. Let him go, Campo.
Nice play by the Swans. Clark's going to come off
1 metre.
for the
Come on,
Blues.
Come back to me, that's it.
And so is Smith. And Micklejohn is coming on. And Jared Waite for Carlton. So Kirk will be shooting from just 20 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's usually a very accurate kick, is Brett Kirk. He's on his preferred side. And they've certainly lifted their rating, the Sydney Swans. A lot more movement of the ball. Barry Hall, of course, focal point up forward. Kirk should bring the score back to 39 points. Just 20 metres out. Plenty of goal space. Disappointing kick.
Go quick, it's yours.
Looked pretty good off the boot, didn't it? It just really got a turn on it just as it got to the goal line.
It's a little bit of a late swing. I guess we are finishing off the cricket season.
Reverse swing, in fact. The Blues now going wide towards Scotland from the kick in. Hugging the boundary. Kenner is target. Good take.
That's it, play on.
Low ball. Morrell. Oh, good work there by Ablett. Got in the way because the kick was going to find its target. Rogers turning back. Maxfield has it. And he goes long towards Buchanan. Doesn't get a good bounce. Scotland wanted the boundary, but it kept it alive. Koutafidis was there, but Sydney trying to force it forward. Thornton, kick smothered, boundary throw in. To no avail. A better performance by Sydney in that quarter, but Carlton still well in control of this match. They lead by 44 points. Much more competitive effort by a more experienced Sydney side. It's half-time here from Telstra Stadium. The Blues in control by 44.